Back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be doing just a quick tutorial and basics over how to create custom exceptions in Python and how to raise custom exceptions in Python. Alright, so in Python, there's built-in exceptions like value errors and an IO error, right, that deals with files and such, and the value error deals with values, um, obviously. So in Python, you can create your own custom exceptions, right? Which is super useful whenever you're trying to, I guess, predict whenever a user might enter a invalid input, right, in a certain program, right? So here we have just a simple little program, right, and it's this num is equal to a random integer between 1 and 100, right? And if that number is less than or equal to 51, um, I'm going to raise a num2low error with the message value is too low. Please choose a higher value, right? Else, it'll just multiply whatever number is generated times 4 divided by 6, right? And do that all uh, math, right? So in the anatomy of creating custom exceptions, um, what you're going to want to do is, first of all, you just raise your error, whatever error your error it is, right? And then you're going to do quotes or parentheses, and then you're going to create a message, right? And this message will be tied to this error, right? So whenever you do the except part of a try block, and I forgot to mention this too, whenever you're trying to create your own exceptions too, the code that you want to be I guess scanned is going to be in a try block, right? And a try and accept block. The try block, you want to put all the code that you're actually like just the regular code that you're using to program, right? Um, and the accept block is going to be for the error that you're trying to raise, or just the regular error that you're trying to emphasize, right? So I created a. Well, let's just go ahead and run this one right here, right? Let's do that, right? And so it says it prints out the number, right, which means that the error, whatever value number was, it was higher than 51. So here we go. Here we go. So the value error value is too low, right? That means the number was less than 51, less than or equal to 51, right? Which raised my custom exception num2low, right? And so another important part of the anatomy and trying to raise a custom exception is you need to create a class, right? So you create your class with the name of your exception, and you're going to pass through an exception, right? This catches all of the exceptions that might occur, right? So it's not specifically tied to one type of exception, right? So you could do value error if you're specifically looking for a value error, right? And you can do an IO error, right? If you're looking for an error specifically related to files, right? But the exception, like I had before, this is going to catch every exception, right? All right, it's going to catch every exception, and then you just pass it. So this is super easy, super simple. You create your class and you pass it, and then it's pretty much it, right? And then don't forget this message right here. What you can do is you can do accept num2low as message, right? And then you can print the message that contains this message here as a variable, right? And so let's go ahead and make another one. I'm gonna make a totally different one just to do it with you guys and have a little practice, right? So let's do try, right? Because the code that we're gonna be actually running needs to be inside of a try block, right? And so we're gonna do try. Let's do password is equal to input, enter a password, right? And then we're going to do if len password is less than 5, we're going to raise a value length error, right? And this is, I completely just made up this exception here, right? So you could, there's this thing that's called a value error, like I showed before, but not a value length error, right? And then so I'm going to create a message with that that's going to say password must contain more than 5 characters, right? And so as you can see, it's causing a problem right now in the code because I haven't finished completely, right? And we're just gonna do an else password stored safely. That's nice, safely, right? And then after that, usually what I'll do is go ahead and create the class, right? So we're gonna do class, and you're gonna type in the same thing that you put for the value error, right? The name of the actual error. You're gonna put that there, and then you're gonna pass in the exception, right? And then you just put pass, and that's it for the class. That is all you have to do for the class, right? And then so now we're going to do the accept block, and we're going to do value, and there you can see it popped up there, right? Which means that it's working as error message, right? So now we're going to do print, and what this basically does is, like I said before, it saves the message from that we created here, and it stores it in this value error variable, right? And now we're saving that message as error message, right, in this variable. So when we do, let's go ahead and do value length error, and then we're going to print out the message, right? Error message. And that's all it is to create a custom exception. That's pretty much it. It's not super difficult. It can get super complicated, but for this for the purposes of this video, I just wanted to keep it super simple, super easy for you guys to digest. Let's go ahead and run this, right? Oh, that's the wrong one. Change the configuration. There we go. Actually, let's do this. All right. Let's do Justin. See, password stored safely. So it worked. Let's go ahead and run it again. This time, causing the exception. There we go. Value length error. Password must contain more than 5 characters. Right, and this is a total custom exception, right? And so what you want to do is, I forgot to mention this too. You have to put raise, and then you put the name of whatever exception that you're trying to create, right? The raise part is extremely important, right? And that's pretty much it. So once again, you have to put your code in the char block, right? And then you're gonna want to have a some type of statement that's gonna cause or trigger your exception to go off, right? For in this case, I have an if statement, right? If the total number of the password is less than 5, it will raise the exception. If not, it'll print password stored safely, right? And then the message is stored with the variable of value length error as error message, and then we print that message here, right? That's pretty much it, guys. That's it for this video. Hope if you guys learned anything valuable, if I provided any value to you guys, I appreciate a subscribe, like, all that. Comment. If you have questions, comment below. I will get back to you and answer any questions that you guys have. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.